And I don't know how it's going to work out here with this vibration that I see on my phone, but hopefully it'll work out all right. Hey everybody, just a guy having fun. Want to talk to you. I saw a video on DirecTV's channel the other day on a guy that here, let me put this on cruise control. On a guy that basically, I'm still not sure if he was arrested or wasn't arrested or what the hell happened to this guy, but he went to jail, well, no, he didn't even go to jail. He went to the station. They impounded his car, and yeah, it's a whole thing. Anyway, I talked to this guy yesterday, and I was talking to him about, you know, what I'm fighting for and constitutional police reform here in Arizona. And his incident happened in Mesa. Mine happened in Phoenix. And I started talking to him about finding out who his legislatures are so he can contact them and have a discussion with them on the type of reform that he'd like to see, and instruct his state representatives on how the police should be policing his community. And I've also had some discussions with some other folks, and it's caused me over the last couple of days really to check out what's been going on in the Arizona state legislature on criminal justice and police reform and things of that nature. And there's two bills that are actually right now active in the Arizona state legislature that I thought I'd let everybody know about. And one of them, actually, you know what, since we're talking about it, I'll talk about three, and one of them stems from the law that I got changed back in 2019 on school safety, and I'll talk about that at the end. We'll get back to criminal justice and police reform. And so the two bills are, one of them is on what police departments have to, by law, because remember, we're talking about the state legislature now. We're not talking about police policy and procedure. We're talking about what's going to happen in the law. So in this new policy and procedure, or new law, they're going to make mandatory redactions of people who aren't, basically, who are entitled to privacy. And I encourage everybody to go on to the Arizona State Legislature website. What I'll try and do is I'll try and find a link and put it down in the description. But the other one was on restoring civil rights after a conviction. I haven't really had a chance to dive into that one that much yet and really see what that's talking about. But those are two interesting things that I think when those types of bills and legislations are going through the legislature, that people who are interested in activism within the cop watching and First Amendment community and Second Amendment community, I think it's important that you guys know what's going on in the legislature, because that's where the change is done, right? That's where they take away our rights little by little. You know, it's not necessarily the police departments themselves that are doing it, but it's our state legislatures who over the years have given them the power, and the courts the power to limit and take away our rights. So now I'm just beginning this fight for constitutional police reform. But I finished up a fight for some reform in school safety back in 2019. And, you know, I've talked about this a lot lately on this channel. Back when my son was threatened to be shot and killed in school, there was no requirement for school administration, teachers, or faculty to report threats or incidents of serious violence or death in schools. It was only mandated that school boards had to report. Therefore, if an incident happened in the school, nobody had to say anything to a school board. I changed that. I made that so that it's mandatory for school administrators, teachers, and faculty now to report to parents, the school board, administration, and law enforcement known threats or incidents of serious violence or death in Arizona schools. And had that happened, had that law been in place back for this horrible Oxford shooting that I feel the school holds a lot of culpability for. I mean, there's plenty of culpability to go around in that thing. That was a mess, but I think that could have been prevented had a law in that state been enacted, like I got changed in Arizona, that made it mandatory. So when I made that law, when I first went into the fight, and you guys got to understand, when you go into these fights, right, it's kind of like buying a car or selling a car, right? You're going to ask for more than you want, than you know you're going to get for the car, knowing that you're going to settle at a lot lesser price, right? So that's just the way that works. And so when you go into working, asking for a change, I made that approach no different. And my, what do you want to call it? In my perfect world, the way that law would have been written would have been, there would have been criminal liability for a teacher, administrator, or faculty member that had knowledge of a threat of serious violence or death in the school, that they be held criminally liable. I'm not saying go to prison for years and years and years, depending, but it depends. But, it should at least be a misdemeanor, right? There should be some judicial consequence for that individual. I didn't get that. What I did get was that if a school board or a school district didn't set up a policy and procedure that enabled and mandated their administration, teachers, and faculty to make that report, then they would lose funding. Up to 10% of future funding, specific, I believe it was, to school safety. So it was going to hit them in the pocketbook. And so as I was browsing through these other things, looking for criminal justice and judicial reform, I popped in on another one. And it was basically saying that if a school board breaks a state law, they're going to now take what we did in my bill on school safety, and they're going to put it across the board, is what it looks like. Now, I'm not 100% entirely sure about that. I was just kind of glancing through these bills today, and I'm going to dig in, I think, tomorrow. I have tomorrow off, so. But the impact that I had and the impact that you can have is really what I want to stress. This isn't about patting me on the back. This is about showing you and telling you that, look, guys, I'm just a guy, a 52-year-old guy. I don't have a college education. I've been in my career for 30 years. I'm just a hardworking schmo like most of America. And I reached out to my legislature and I made change in the law. And I think I'm going to be able to do it again to some extent. And I want you guys to know that when you guys watch these cop watching videos and, First Amendment audit videos and post office videos and things of that nature, the people that you also need to be calling, if you're going to call or redress your government and call a police station or, a post office or wherever, also call your legislature and talk to them about the police reform that you want to see. right? Those are the ones that can affect the change. So really, I mean, hey, look at it this way, right? I thought this came to me the other day, and cops protect cops, right? Cops protect cops. Everybody's seen that in the videos, in the internal investigation. What do politicians protect? Politicians protect votes, right? So if you call the politician and tell them that their decisions and votes in your legislature on constitutional police reform and other issues that are important to you, if they are not like-minded in their votes, they won't get your vote come election day, because that's what's important to the politicians. So I want to leave you with that, guys. Cops protect cops, politicians protect votes. Get involved in your legislature. Don't let them sneak stuff by. I'm going to put some links in the description below. I appreciate everybody watching the video. Wanted to remind everybody, rule number 1, don't be a dick. Be a good human. Have a great day. Be good humans.